Yesterday I was thinking that it's funny how in our society things are a little bit completely reversed and upside down. I was looking here, but I have to look here. If, for example, you say that, and well, that we are not bodies in a physical world, but that we are consciousness experiencing a body in a physical world, then most people will think that you're crazy, right? And it's all right. I mean, if you've never heard of that or never been interested in that, it's completely fine. But what's funny is 99.9% of humans, myself included, are actually insane. And I was thinking, like yesterday, I was just like trying to concentrate on consciousness, on presence, like doing some sort of meditative thing while I was like going about my day. And I was like, well, like if my parents like really knew what I'm doing, they would think I'm completely out of my mind. And then I was thinking, but like, who's the crazy one? What's true insanity? Because for me, insanity is not when you try to relax your body and to be in the moment and to realize what's actually true. You know, this right here, right now, and nothing else. But true insanity is when you always think about the future or you always think about the past and you think it's completely normal and you think that there's no other choice and you also think that outer circumstances are going to make you happy and that somehow happiness lies like in the future. So that's insanity, not seeking happiness in the present moment by concentrating on what is and trying to like see what's actually like life. What is it? You know, it might sound a little bit crazy for most people, but that's not insanity. Insanity is actually thinking the opposite. And I'm not judging. I'm not saying like there's one that's bad and the other that's good or something. But for me it's like it's funny because also people will say I'm interested in spirituality. I say that sometimes, and for me it's crazy to have to say that because for me like living life normally, how we that's like how we should live life is being in the present right here right now and not being stressed all the time about what happened in the past and what will happen in the future. So, and that's what we call spirituality because we need a word for that because 99% of the time that's what we're not doing. We're living in our head thinking that what's in our head is reality, but no, what's in your head is what is in your head. And reality is like just direct sensory input right now. That's it. There's no other reality than that. And so I was thinking that what we call normal under human standards is actually insanity, and what we call spirituality is actually normal life. And people sometimes also think that they have to be a Buddhist or whatever or a Hindu to like be spiritual, for example. But for me, like being spiritual is only living your life normally. It's like realizing that life is right here right now and that there's nothing else. That's being spiritual. So that's being really a real human. That's like, I don't know, yeah, I was just thinking about this. Things are completely like upside down and it's really funny. It's quite funny. And so I'm not saying that we shouldn't think about the past or the future, but what I'm realizing is that sometimes my past and my future control me and I don't control them. And for me, that's when insanity starts. It's not when you think about the future or the past, that's completely fine. But it's when you're getting unconscious and you don't do it on purpose anymore. And you do it like unconsciously and you're completely controlled by what you like, but by your future and your past, which don't exist, but they're just thoughts in your mind. And you think that that's what you should do right now is think about them and like be completely crazy about them, you know, and think about them all the time to like figure out, how is this going to happen? How am I going to fix my life? Yeah. So I don't even know how to call this, but probably like living spiritually should be completely normal. It should be like what everyone does ever, like all the time, because there's no should. I'm not saying you should, but that's what's most enjoyable actually, and that's what's true. That's like really life. So yeah, thanks for listening.